So today we're going to be focusing on shoulders and back bends, and for that I recommend that you have one cushion, and here I have one scarf, but also you can use a belt or a yoga strap if you have a yoga strap, just like so, something to hold like this. So we'll get started in a comfortable seated position, and this is one of the things that I recommend the cushion for, especially if you have a tendency to roll back, which I do. It's not necessarily anything to do with flexibility, but more to do with bone structure. So just find a comfortable seated position for you. It might be this posture that I have here, or it might also be Vajrasana, diamond pose, sitting on your feet like this if that's comfortable for you. So whatever works, just find a comfortable seated position where we'll be for the first couple of minutes, first few poses and exercises we're going to do. So find your stable seated posture, and we'll start just by rolling the shoulders back a couple of times. Shoulders are incredibly mobile. All that's attaching the shoulders to our skeletons actually is the collarbone. Other than that, it's just in layers of muscle and fascia. When these muscles get tight, especially if we're building muscle, as a lot of us work on, and you don't actively stretch and open them, or if you, all the things that we're doing during the day, leaning forward, typing, looking at a phone, we tend to be closing the shoulders in a lot. So here we're going to be working on opening the shoulders back, creating a bit more mobility in that part of the body. So once you roll your shoulders back a few times, just relax them down. And then you can take your belt or your scarf or whatever it is that you have, and just take your shoulders, or your hands I should say, nice and wide, a little bit wider than your shoulders. And as you inhale, lift your arms all the way up. You can even open your fingers if you have a good grip with your thumbs. You don't have to hold closed fists, but just reaching up and back, and that should feel really nice. With all of these stretches, just go as far as feels right for you. So if you're getting a really deep stretch down here, that's okay. If it's up here, that's also fine, and for some of you it might even be all the way up and back. So just find what works for you, always searching for that point where you're feeling a nice little intense stretch. Nothing painful, nothing forced. Nice deep breaths. And as you exhale, you can slowly bring that scarf down, or belt, or whatever it is you're using. So we're not going to need that for a little while yet, but keep it beside you. You might need it in some of the later poses. From there, as you exhale, bring your hands to prayer position in front of your chest. And as you inhale, stretch your arms all the way up to your fingertips. As you exhale, bring your left arm under. So I'm doing a mirror here. Your left arm under your right arm. Now here you can either bring your hands back to back. If you've done eagle pose before, you'll be familiar with this one, or you can bring them palm to palm. But if that's a real strain, just back to back is okay. As you inhale, lift your arms up. And as you exhale, slowly bring them back down. Again, inhale, stretch your arms all the way out to your middle fingertips. And exhale, swap them over. Again, wrap them around. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, slowly down. We'll do 4 more of those. Inhale, stretch out wide. Exhale, swap the arms over again. Inhale, and just up until you feel a nice stretch. And exhale, back down. Inhale, arms wide. Exhale, swap. Inhale, lift. And exhale, back down. Inhale, wide. Exhale, swap them over again. Inhale, lift. And exhale, down. One last time. Inhale, wide. Exhale, wrap them around. Inhale, lift. And exhale down. One last time, we'll inhale, take them out wide. And then exhale, relax your hands back down to your knees. Just see how that feels in your shoulders. You should start to feel things opening up a little bit here. Again, you can roll your shoulders back. And now take your right arm up. Just take a bend in your elbow, similar to what we just did. And you can wrap your right arm around here, or your left arm, excuse me. I'm doing a mirror here. And just pull one arm over here, and we're going to hold it here just for a moment. Just a few breaths. Just really stretching the outside of that shoulder. This is also fine to do with this arm straight as well. Just make sure the pulling arm is flexed and bent. So whatever feels good for you. Exhale, release. We're going to roll the shoulders again a couple of times. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So your left arm up and then your right arm under. Remember, this top arm can be bent or straight. And gently pull that in until you start to feel the stretch in the outside of this shoulder. And you can turn your head away in the opposite direction, just looking for a little bit of a twist in your neck and your spine. And exhale back to the center. Again, roll your shoulders. And then as you inhale, lift your arms up. And exhale, falling forward, lifting up onto your hands and knees. Take the cushion away to the side. Hands below your shoulders, knees below your hips. And here we'll come into child's pose, just sitting back on your heels. Take your knees away from each other. Rest your forehead down to the floor. And just activate your fingers. Press your fingertips down into the floor. Lift your hands up. You can keep your forehead down. And just roll your shoulders a little bit from side to side. A little bit of free movement, just whatever way feels good. Almost like you're swimming with your upper body. And then lifting back up, we'll come into cat-cow. Hands below your shoulders, knees below your hips. Inhale, lift your head up, drop your belly. And exhale, lift your spine, chin to your chest. Inhale, drop your belly, head and chest up, getting a nice back bend. And exhale, lift your spine, chin to your chest. One more time. Inhale, drop your belly, head and chest up. And exhale, lift your spine, chin to your chest. Coming back onto all fours with a flat spine. As you inhale, lift your right arm up and out to the side. And as you exhale, just bring your right arm all the way under your left arm, resting down on your right shoulder. Now just relax the weight of your body into your right shoulder. Sort of a passive stretch here. With your left hand, you can either keep it here for support if you need to, or you can wrap it all the way around your lower back. Maybe even holding your right thigh on the inside. And exhale, bring your left hand back down in front of your face. Inhale, lift your right arm up and out again. And exhale, back onto all fours. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, feed your left arm under, relaxing down onto that left shoulder and the left side of your head. You can either keep your right hand at your face or wrap it around your lower back, holding your left thigh if that's available. And exhale your right hand down in front of your face. Inhale, left arm up. And exhale your left arm down, coming back onto all fours. Tuck your toes under from behind. And then we're going to come into a nice, just take a couple of steps back if you need to. You're going to be reaching your arms out in front here. And here you might want to take your cushion below here. See if you need to. Here you can start to walk your hands out in front and just relax your upper body down till you start to feel a nice stretch in your shoulders. If it's available, you can come down onto the cushion or onto the floor. But don't overstretch your shoulders. Just go as far as feels right for you. You can either rest your forehead or your chin on the floor if you're all the way down. Keeping your hips back above your knees. Don't let your hips move forward. And then slowly lifting back up. Back onto all fours, hands below your shoulders, knees below your hips. Toes still tucked under. Inhale, lift your head up. And exhale, lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Bending one knee at a time here, stretching your opposite leg. Maybe twisting your hips. Starting to get the blood flowing through the back of your legs. And then coming with two straight legs, as you inhale, lift your heels, take your shoulders forward. And as you exhale, push back into a deep downward facing dog. Lengthening your spine, opening your shoulders. From there, slowly start to walk your feet forward, coming all the way to the top edge of your mat. Feet hip-width apart and parallel. And just relax your upper body completely here, taking a hold of your elbows, keeping your head and neck relaxed, gently moving side to side. And from there, relax your hands down to the floor. Slowly start to roll up, one vertebra at a time. Until you're all the way up. Once you're up, roll your shoulders back a couple of times. And then relax your shoulders. Find your mountain pose. Activate your feet. Stay with your deep breath. As you inhale, lift your arms up and back, hips forward. And exhale, slightly bend your knees, reaching as far forward as you can, and then down, forward fold. Inhale, step your right leg back, drop your right knee, lift your head and chest up. And then hold your breath coming into plank position. As you exhale, drop your knees, chest and chin down. Nice little back bend here by keeping your hips up. And as you inhale, lift up into upward facing dog or full cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, drop your left knee, lift your chest. As you exhale. Now as you inhale, lift your arms all the way up. And exhale, open your arms out wide like a cactus, stretching your shoulders. Inhale, stretch up to your fingertips. Nice little back bend here, leaning back. And exhale, stretch and open your shoulders. Again, inhale, arms up, stretch up to your fingertips. Exhale, stretch and open your chest and shoulders. Inhale, one more time, stretching up. And as you exhale, bring your hands down behind your back, interlock your fingers. There's three things going on here. A nice stretch in the hips, leaning back to get a nice back bend, and then pushing your hands away from your lower back to get that opening in your shoulders. Nice deep breaths. Now as you inhale, lift your arms all the way up and back again. And as you exhale, step forward into your forward fold. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up and back. And exhale, mountain pose. We'll do it all again on the other side. Inhale, arms up and back. Exhale, slight bend in your knees, reaching forward and then down. Inhale, left leg back. Drop your knee, lift your chest. And then hold your breath, coming into plank position. Exhale, knees, chest, chin down, keeping your hips up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward, drop your right knee, lift your chest. And exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, stretch and open, just like we did before. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, open back. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, open back. Inhale, stretch up. And this time as you exhale, bring your hands behind your back, interlock your fingers. Interlock your fingers slightly differently, whatever way feels a little bit less comfortable. Find that stretch in your hips, find your back bend, find that opening in your shoulders. Stay with your deep breath. Inhale, arms up and back. And exhale, step forward into your forward fold. Inhale, lift all the way up and back. Strong arms as you lift, strong core. And exhale, hands to prayer in front of your chest. This time as you inhale, take your arms out wide, drop your head back, looking up at your thumbs. And exhale, diving forward and down with your hands together, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, step or jump back to plank. Dropping down, either knees, chest, chin, or floating through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank. And as you exhale, you can try a chaturanga, but all the way down onto the floor. Nice and slowly, place yourself down here. Point your toes back with your feet hip-width apart. Spread your fingers wide. And now as you inhale, use your lower back to lift your head and chest up into a low cobra first. And then when you've gone as high as you can, start to engage your hands, keeping your elbows bent and your shoulders down, coming into a deep full cobra. Notice it's different from upward facing dog. We're not with straight arms here and shoulders up. Elbows bent, shoulders back, gaze slightly lifted. Just go as deep as feels okay for your lower back. Keep breathing your awareness down into your lower back. See what's happening there. Don't force anything. And exhale for a moment. We'll just relax down here into crocodile pose. You can point your toes in towards each other, hands down by your side, and just turn your head to one side, just resting your body. Just letting your lower back take a moment to react to that pose. And then coming back in, this time, we'll come into bow pose. So you can point your feet up, make sure your feet are still hip-width apart. You don't want them too wide or too close together. Reach back and take a hold of your ankle. So make sure you're holding not your toes, but your ankle here. Shorter pose, this one. Now as you inhale, push your feet up. Use the strength of your legs to lift your upper body off the floor. Keep pointing your toes up. exhale, slowly come back down. From here, you can take your hands in front, and we'll just sit back again into child's pose, just to release the lower back from that deep back bend. You can either keep your hands in front, or you can point them back to relax your shoulders beside your feet. Then taking your hands back in front, we'll come back into downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back. As you inhale, step or jump forward, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your arms out wide as you come up, looking up at your thumbs. And exhale, back to the center. Inhale, arms wide, drop your head back, looking up. Exhale, diving forward and down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step or jump back to plank, dropping down, knees, chest, chin, or floating through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. From there, step your right foot forward inside your right hand. Drop your left heel down to the floor, but keep your left hip up beside your right hip. Inhale, lift up, warrior one. And as you exhale, interlock your fingers behind your back. Inhale, lift your head and chest up. And exhale, reaching forward and down inside your right thigh. Be careful not to rest on your thigh here. Your nose can either be at the height of your knee or all the way down towards your ankle. As you exhale, drop your right arm down under your right thigh and place the back of your right hand on your lower back, reaching around and holding your left wrist. If you can't reach your hands, remember you have this scarf or belt here. That's also fine. Don't overstretch with your shoulders. If you're holding your left wrist, keep pulling it back, looking up and over your left shoulder. And exhale, both hands down. Take that right leg back. Dropping down, flowing through. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward. Drop your right heel to the floor. Inhale, arms up, both hips facing forward. And exhale, interlock your fingers behind your back. Inhale, lift your head and chest up. And exhale, reaching forward and down inside this left leg. Strong in your big toes, steady in your breath. As you exhale, drop that left arm under your left thigh. Place the back of your left hand on your lower back, reaching around, holding your right wrist or the strap, looking up and over your right shoulder. And exhale, dropping down, left leg back, flowing through. Inhale, lift up. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step or jump forward, halfway lift. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift all the way up. And exhale, hands to center. From there, step your feet out wide on your mat. Make sure your feet are parallel or slightly turned in at the big toes. As you exhale, bring your hands to prayer position in front of your chest. Nice gentle pose here. And as you inhale, throw your arms out wide, making a star shape with your body, flying eagle pose. Now the key in this pose is to stretch your fingers back and away from each other, lifting your gaze slightly upwards. Full deep breaths. As you exhale, bring your hands behind your back, interlock your fingers. Inhale, lift your head and chest up. And exhale with a slight bend in your knees. Reach as far forward as you can, and then down, bring your hands over the top. With every exhalation, coming a little bit deeper. Inhale, lift back up, strong core as you lift. And exhale, release, step forward. Roll your shoulders, roll your wrists. From there, we're going to come down to the floor. Get a nice stretch for the shoulders here. So hopefully you can see it from the side. So as you inhale, again, you might need the belt here. Inhale, reach your left arm out wide. And as you exhale, rotate it up between your shoulder blades. So the back of your left hand is against your back. And then inhale your right arm up. And exhale, reaching down here, gripping your fingers. If you can't reach with your fingers, then you can use the belt or the scarf. Just a gentle stretch so that you feel the opening in both shoulders. Don't overstretch here. Keep pointing that right elbow up. And exhale, release. Roll your shoulders, roll your wrists. And then we'll do it again on the other side. Inhale, right arm away from your body. Exhale, rotate that hand up between your shoulder blades. Inhale, left arm up. And exhale, reaching down. You might notice it's very different on one side than the other. That's normal. Maybe you didn't need a belt on the other side, but you do here. That's okay. See what works. And exhale, release. Again, roll your shoulders, roll your wrists. And from there, you can drop down onto the side of your hips, take your feet in front. We're going to come down here for the last pose. Wheel pose, nice deep back bend. Nice pose for the shoulders as well. So only do this if you're confident and you know how to do wheel pose. Don't force it otherwise, it's quite a strong pose. If you can't do wheel pose, just concentrate on doing bridge pose by lifting the hips like so. If you're coming into wheel, take your hands behind your shoulders. And as you inhale, so don't come onto your head first. Sometimes people tend to do that. Just with one lift as you inhale. Lift everything up away from the floor. Keep your neck nice and loose here. And concentrate on lifting your hips here. You don't have to look down at the floor. Keep your head relaxed. And to come out of the pose, again, don't rest on your head. Just lift your head up and come straight down onto your shoulder blades. Once you're down, relax your knees against each other for a moment. Your feet out a little bit wider. Your hands facing up. Just take a breath or two here. Allow your lower back to recalibrate. And then when you're ready, you can take both knees into your chest as a counter pose. Wrap your arms all the way around your shins, lift your nose up to your knees, and squeeze yourself into a tight little ball. Feel that release in your lower back. And from there, we'll relax into Shavasana. So you can take your feet wide, let them fall out to the sides, your hands away from your body, palms facing up. Just take a moment to find the most neutral, passive position available for every part of your body, releasing all tension. Just allowing your breath and your heartbeat to return to their own natural rhythms. And just taking a few minutes of relaxation, let your body absorb the effects of the practice.